it is extremely cluttered. It is definitely not practical, and honestly, it's a the obstacle course. I reckon we could fix that though.
Hi, I'm Dave. And you're watching Barking Bulls.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the plan. So, obviously, I'm showing you busting pallets up for a reason. It's not because I think it's mildly entertaining for you guys, it's just to show you how I'm doing it, and I'd also like to specify on the type of pallets I'm using. You'll see there's a car jack involved, 2 crowbars, like these things were a pain in to break apart, to say the least, and I'm just showing you a very brief amount of footage to illustrate that. But they're soft wood pallets. They're pretty much press wood, which is weird. But anyway, so we're thinking of building cabinets and shelves using these pallet planks. All of these that we piled up here. And this is pretty much what I'm looking at for the cabinet, and this for the washing machine tumble dryer fixture. Okay, so from the pallets that we just busted, we're using these planks. We are gluing them in groups of 3s like that. That's one shelf, and now here comes the second, with a narrow board between 2 broader boards. Now, I'm not proud of this, which I do mention later, but these planks are like a press wood type of planks. That's really not strong wood. So we're going to use them for the top shelves. To those of you that are new here, welcome to my workshop. It's also known as the backyard. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use these stringers to develop the carcass. To those of you who don't know, a carcass is pretty much the framework of any cabinet that you are building. One of the massive downsides of using repurposed woods, or specifically pallet woods from planks, is often it's warped. And, well, as you can see in what we've done here, we have wobbly wood, which is not the best thing ever. However, the floor in the pack room is not straight, to say the least. So we're going to try our luck and see where it goes.
Alrighty, so it's quite a chilly one today. So I've decided just to take a look at the pack room counters that I'm looking at. Now I want to come out over here. No, you're gonna bump the camera. Okay, very important to make sure that the planks are nailed down, because we've got our poochies here. Hello.
Alright, don't freak out. Yes, there is a little bit more pallet busting footage. But on the bright side, this is old footage from when we had to harvest all that wood for our upcoming projects and previous projects. The reason I'm showing you this now is we need the hardwood from these pallets for our countertops. Because, well, obviously we can't use that cheap ply stuff we harvested earlier. And while we're here and while we're looking at this, let's take a moment to appreciate my sweet girls again, Izzy and Leah. Look at these little munchkins. They're so sweet. To those of you who missed it, we actually have Leah's rescue story recorded in one of our previous videos. I'll put the link down in the description if you want to go and check that out. Now, any glue up causes some of the planks to lift up. Now, we try cross bracing, we try many different things, but your planks are never ever perfect. And given that my little hand planer would not be enough for that, I just used a carving bit to get those smooth. Now, more often than not, you'll see people using track saws for this, or clamping down a straight edge so that they can follow the line. For some reason, today worked pretty well in just trying to wing it with the circular saw. And given that it was the bottom plate of the cabinet, I would be able to hide any imperfections beneath the kick plates. So yeah. What we're using now is just a jigsaw to cut out where the legs would be. We did that nice, quick and easy, and as I promised earlier, we are going to pop it in. Alright, just a quick reminder. This is what the pack room looked like before. Before we had done anything practical, before we had built anything for this room. Then a little while before I launched the YouTube channel, I built this cabinet here and this frame on the side for the washing machine and tumble dryer. More on that later. And then the dogs decided to help me install the new Carcass, which helped get everything off the floor, but as you can see, still very, very tatty. And then we can start prepping the shelves, which we technically cut to size already. So we're pretty much building these carcasses on top of the cabinet itself. We're gonna assemble them quickly on the floor, then we pop each H up along on top of the cabinet, and we start compiling there with face planks and kick plates again. And so we carry on. Now I'm underplaying how long it took to do this, but we just need to put a few supports in for the shelves to mount onto.
Good morning. Okay, very exciting day today. Today is final assembly day. Like, thank goodness. Alright, so what's cracking is we took everything apart that you saw me put together and varnished it. Then, off camera, I went and built 6 of these. Now these are the shelves for the top frames. The reason why I did it off camera was very sad moments in my life, but I used plywood to do it. Now, it's strong enough and it's gonna look fine and it's gonna do the job. It's just very humbling moment for me. I ran out of the processed pallet wood and scrap wood, stuff like that, and I had these ply planks from the pallets lying around, and I just thought, you know what, yeah, if it does the job, it does the job. So I tested it with one shelf, strong enough, it worked, it was easy to work with, and so I went with 6 of them. You guys can let me know what you think of that in the comments. I'm very reluctant to throw that out there. I feel a little bit ashamed, like I should probably bury my hand in the sand, but hey, let's check what it looks like when it's done. Oh, more flowers. Very rough and rustic. Pretty.
Very important to note is that the carcass for the shelving is being mounted to the actual cabinet, and it's the cabinet top. This is because I don't want to put any holes in my walls. I'm looking to maintain my property's value, and you never know if when I buy a new house and I move into my shop, I want to be able to take this cabinet with me without leaving any mess behind. Peekaboo. Alright, so what I just showed you there was a pallet that I'd found in some scrap heap somewhere in the city, and it turned out to be really cool wood once it was planed down and processed. Bruce inspecting my dogs. Alright, so we clamp it together and
Okay. So we got our hardwood shelves. You can see there's a little bit of wear and tear there, but it doesn't look like the rot's in. Look along the grain there. Okay, so these puppies are going on top. Problem we're having is that thing over there. It's like this really bad constructed wall. Check out there. There it is. See that piece of ceiling board? Alright, so it's in. Now, I know what a lot of you are saying, like, Dave, that's kind of ugly. Yes, I agree, it is. Like, I mean, if you look at you can see the face of the planks, and it looks tatty. So, let's head over to some finishing touches.
I think you've seen enough of the details of this video to understand what's cracking. So we sanded our planks down. We're going to take a few dramatic measurements. Very much like that. And then I'd like to show you some glorious footage of the doggies. Now, while I'm setting up my trestle table, let's discuss what we're about to do. Gonna use a table saw to bust planks down into strips, basically to cover the faces of those shelves. What we're then gonna do is we're gonna sand them down and stain them.
Hey, yo. You wanna come up? Come on. Come down. Come down. Come up.
And while we enjoy the beauty of what stain does to really dry wood and how it makes the grain pop, I want to talk to you guys for a second about gratitude. You see, when I wanted to start this YouTube channel, I had really limited tools, and I was like, ah, man, like, how am I going to be able to build all this cool stuff as an amateur without the tools? But then I read in Philippians 4, verse 6 to 7, where it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. Which is exactly what I did. I was like, Lord, I want to make YouTube. I want to tell people you love them in a really casual way. Please help me. The crazy thing is, I'm about to fill this storage cabinet with tools that I did not have when I prayed that prayer. God opened up an inheritance of an entire garage full of tools to me. Not only did He do that, but I wasn't even thinking of a computer. I thought my little laptop could do the editing needed to run DaVinci. It couldn't even open DaVinci. At the same time, when God provided the tools for me, He provided a mini Mac for me, external hard drives, like everything that I hadn't even thought of. Okay, but back to the build. What you see me doing now is we're just gonna apply the facelift or the finishing touches quick. So we're just gluing and screwing all of those trimming planks on. Alright, so now that we've gotten past those fantastic camera skills without a gyroscope, let's quickly talk about practicality. So if you look at these shelves, they are about to make my life a lot easier, and they're going to make this little pack room a very practical little space. connecting to what I spoke about earlier with gratitude, God provided all of these tools that you see me packing out now, which is absolutely amazing. I didn't pay for anything that you see on the screen right now. It is all blessed to me through, well, I inherited an entire garage full of tools, and my cousin blessed me with a few things as well. I mean, it's incredible to think about the value that God just put into my life to simply say what I'm saying to you right now. And that is a tool shelf or tool storage is practical and it's cool, but nothing measures up to the practicality of the cross of Christ. God solved the problem of us making simple mistakes and choosing death by giving us Christ. I mean, it's a one size fits all solution. It is absolutely amazing. And to take it even further, if you are still watching right now, think about this. God provided all of the stuff you see me unpacking there so that I can do various projects so that you can hear what I just spoke about, the cross of Christ. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty amazing. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the video.